right, hello all you night readers. It is good to have everyone here. I hope you are all doing well. It is good to see you all. Thanks for being here, and I do appreciate it. There we are. Let's get everybody in, and there we go. So hello Yvonne and Selena, Chanel, Christina, JK, Empress Love, Jacina Chanel. Huh. Got all kinds of Chanels tonight. Nav and Valentina, how are you all? All right. Well, let's get right to things. Let's get right to it, right? Welcome. Thank you so much for whoever usually shows up at the early show, for understanding that I was not going to be there today. But I am back. Made it back all in the same day. All right, let's see what we've got here for you, Yvonne. A general reading. Let's see what's happening. All right, so here's what I'm getting. It looks like, with the King of Swords around, always with the King of Swords, right? The King of Swords is trying to give you some information about, hang on, there we go. I think maybe that'll help. All right, so the King of Swords is trying to give you information about things being structured, things being disciplined, right? And I think that's what he's trying to tell you right there, right? As long as things are it really is telling me that I'm sorry, I was reading something else. It's really telling me that you are that person, right? As long as you do things in a certain way, in a certain order, well, then you won't fall and break your crown. That's for sure. I think you're at a point right now where you're not exactly sure which way to go, right? You don't know which way to go. There's signs, right? But neither of them tell you what's in either direction. So you still don't know which way to go. You don't know, you don't know where you should be. You're looking for healing, and that healing you want to start emotionally, right? You want that emotional healing, that emotional connection. And that's important. I think that's very important to you, Yvonne. I think the Five of Wands is telling me that there's a lot of friction between a large group of you, right? There's a lot of friction, a lot of fighting, a lot of arguing. I think that's a bit of a problem. But I think you are, right? You are the very strong person. You have that inner strength that everybody really wants and everybody looks for, that confidence, right? And confidence is big. It's a big deal. And I think that is really what you are very good at. You are good at having that inner strength to share with everyone, to bring everyone together instead of all of the fighting. I think you bring as many people together as you can within your family. So that's kind of what I see for you, Yvonne. I use that deck for you because I know you like it. I know you like Tarot in Wonderland. For some reason, though, I don't feel as really connected to it. I don't feel like I get the best readings out of that deck for some reason. So, if your reading seemed like it's a little off, it was. Because I don't really get that deck. I mean, I don't have a close relationship with that deck for some strange reason. If you're new, please do me a favor. Please hit like. Please subscribe. That would be important. Get those notifications. You'll find out that I'm here twice a day, every single day. I also send out daily tarot tips every single day. I was able to get that done this morning before I went out, and then I was gone before my show would have started. I'm gone for the day. I just got home about an hour ago. So it was a very nice day. Happily Ever After has donated. So I am just waiting for your question. There it is, and look at there it is. Seek and ye shall find. All right. So thank you so much for your generosity. I do appreciate it. Happily Ever After. And let's see what your reading is. What is the outcome of your connection with Raza? Will he make the effort? And Leo, he's Virgo. Whichever deck I like. Okay. I'm glad you said that as I'm putting cards out already. I have a very strong connection to the Light Seers and Anna Kay. That seems to be where I do my best readings from, those two decks. Although the Rider Waite is such a classic that it's, very easy. And then the other one, the Llewellyn, I only have 5 decks, right? So the Llewellyn deck, the other one that I use that's very much like the Rider Waite, that was my very first deck. And that reads just like Rider Waite. So they're kind of even. I can read with them, no problem. But these, I'm really feeling, these Light Seers and the Anna Kay collection, right? The Anna Kays, those I really feel a connection to. So, all right. What is the outcome of the connection with Raza? Will he make an effort? Yeah, this is wonderful. This is the Light Seers Tarot. I love this. Thank you. Happily Ever After. Always. Always very nice. So thanks. So the Four of Pentacles says that you're really holding on to the hope that Raza is going to make this effort. Right? You're holding on to the hope, but you're a bit afraid that it's just not going to happen. And that makes you sad. Right? That makes you sad. That makes you, you feel like it's just going to be you walking away and kind of wasting your time, right? You feel like maybe if he doesn't make an effort, you've wasted your time and now you have to walk away and not come back at all, right? You got to change your whole outlook on things. And I think this is making you right now feel very, very insecure. I don't think you feel secure at all right now. Yeah, you're just holding on to hope over here. You're holding on to everything that you can that would go along with Raza. Yeah, I definitely see that. I don't know that, I don't know that this is going to happen where there's the walking away. This is not a done deal yet. It's not completely done where, you definitely walk away. Because once you do this, especially with the 8 of Cups, there's other cards about moving on and moving forward and stuff like that. And there's ways back from those. The 8 of Cups is all about moving on and not looking back and never going back. And that's why you would have to have a change of your outlook here. But I do see, I see fear and sadness. Absolutely. If it's not on the outside, it's definitely subconscious, right? Because the moon is all about that mystery and illusion and subconscious feelings. But it's also about fear and sadness in that subconscious. So I think right now you're really feeling that whole insecure, left out kind of feeling. So that's what I see for you, happily ever after. Thank you so much again for donating. I do appreciate your donation and your generosity. As always, very, very nice of you. All right. So, Selena, you have a good friend who is trying to convince and just hasn't had any luck. Trying to convince what? I think I'm missing a word in there somewhere. Will she find out if she is pregnant this month or next? Oh, conceive. Okay. Got it. You have a good friend who's trying to conceive and just hasn't had any luck. Will she find out if she's pregnant this month or next month? Got it. Never mind. Sometimes if I read the whole question, I can figure out if there's, if spell check has decided they want to do a change of words in there for you. Yeah. One little wrong letter in the wrong spot, and my goodness, you never know what you're going to get, do you? These days. I'll tell you what. All right, so. I see a lot of happiness around your friend, right? Look at all this happiness. Look at all that yellow. All that yellow is sunshine. And you can see there's the sun, right? Here's the sun. The sun is behind here. This is all about being happy, right? It's all about being happy, which is a good thing, because that's what that's what your friend wants to be, is happy. So here's the things that are going on. This is what's going to happen, or is happening, I should say. I believe your friend is, like I said, happy, very happy right now with themselves and with their life. I think they feel satisfied with the way things are going, but I don't think, I don't see where they've achieved the success that they've wanted in what they want. The Knight of Pentacles, of course, says that things are going to be moving slowly. They've already been moving slow, and they're going to continue to move slow. Things don't happen fast, and the more you try to rush this type of thing, at least this is the way it was explained to me. I don't know firsthand, because I've never had a child myself, of my own, on my own. I've always, it was always my wife who had them for me. Thank you. But yeah, so I've always heard that if you try to rush it and you really try, the more pressure you put on yourself, the more difficult it's going to be. So I think it's going to take some time, because I really think your friend is trying too hard, right? You understand, I know you understand exactly what I'm talking about, because, it is what it is, right? That's how things go, right? Yes, Selena. LOL. I know. I am willing to say, again, your friend is going to have to be very courageous. She's going to have a lot of courage in this whole thing. She's going to have to just trust the process. I know, it's so easy to say, number one. And number two, I think it's just, is that an easy thing for a guy to say? Yes. Oh yeah, trust the process. It'll work. I mean, yeah, you know how it goes. I don't have to explain the birds of peace section of it. I know, but I just think that she is going to have that inner strength to know that, yeah, it will happen, but it's going to take some time. It doesn't always happen right away. And when you least expect it, then expect it, because that's when it happens. Patience is not easy. I have none. If the meter was between 0 and 100 of patience, I am back here, right? If this is 0 patience right here, I'm way back here. I am way below 0 in the patience department, and that's unfortunate for me, but it is the way it is. Can't help that. I do see, though, that she has that new start. There is very new innocence. There's a lot of innocence around her. And that innocence, of course, would be a child. What's more innocent than a child? Nothing. Absolutely nothing more innocent than a child. Maybe a puppy or a kitten. But a child, yes. A child. Yes. I kid. I'm sorry. And I know it's serious. I know it's serious for your friend, and I'm sorry. It's just the kind of day it's been, right? For me. But I see a lot of innocence around her, and that's a good thing. So I think she's got to do, right? She's got to do the 4 R's of the 4 of Swords. And I think things will move forward the way she wants. And I think she'll find out she's pregnant. I honestly will not put my money on this month or next. I wouldn't put my money on that. Maybe by the end of the year. But I will say she needs the 4 R's. Rest, relax, renew herself, and then she'll feel relief. And once she feels that relief, that's when all the amazing things will start to happen again in her life, and she'll feel better about it. Not so tense. You can't be tense and have this happen the right way. Things don't work right when you are tense. And it's not just this as an example, because all kinds of things in life don't go right when you are extremely tense. So, just something to keep in mind, right? Of course, I'm probably preaching to the choir, right? Selena, I'm sure you know that. But yeah, I'm not going to say that it's going to be this month or next month, but I would be willing to say maybe by the end of the year. If she does those couple of things, right? If she takes some time out for herself to relax. Yeah, it was good. It was a good reading, Selena. I think it was really good. There's good stuff in there. It's like a roadmap laid out for her for what she has to do. And if she does it, I think she's going to be all right. I think she's going to feel good. And I think once you feel good, that's when great things happen. Only when you feel good do good things happen. If you feel bad, then bad stuff happens. Happily Ever After, thank you for your second donation. I do appreciate that again. You'd like to see what intentions or mindset does Raza have for us towards the future? As in, if he has his eyes fixed on you, the prize, there you go. You are the prize, even though you're long distance. Well, there's no reason he should not have his eye on the prize. That's funny. You are the prize. That's right. Happily Ever After. And you should make sure you think of yourself that way, as the prize, because you know what? That helps you with your self-esteem. You know you're the prize. And if you know you're the prize, well then, if Raza doesn't want it, there's a lot of other people who want the prize, I'll tell you what. That's for sure. Boy, I wish I got this card for your friend there, Selena. That one, yeah. The Empress, that would have been wonderful. All right. What's Raza's future thinking? Does he have his eye on you? Does he really want a future? I think that's really where we're going with this, right? Thank you, Happily Ever After. I appreciate that. I enjoy doing readings. I enjoy helping people. So I really think the question here is, does he have long-term plans for you, with you? You know, is he planning a long-term relationship with you, even though you're long distance? Right? Does that make sense? I think that's it. I got it. Perfect. So the Five of Wands tells me right now there seems to be a bit of an issue between the two of you. And I think that issue, maybe the issue has to do with the long distance part of it. And I'm not just saying it because you put it in your question, but the Queen of Swords, I mean, how many times have you been here and I've said the Queen of Swords is all about being distant. You're detached, emotionally detached from each other. You are distant from each other. I say that all the time. And I don't, and I'm not saying it just because you told me you're long distance, because honestly, I have nothing here that says long distance. Usually if I had like the people in the boat one there, I can't think what you could call it. That's the Six of Swords, that one, or the, something like that had to do with movement or distance, or the Knight of Wands, anything that had to do with moving or traveling or anything like that. Then I would say, yeah, that goes right along with your long distance. I don't see anything that goes with long distance relationship, but I see being distant from each other. Not that that's a great thing. And it doesn't really mean long distance. It just means that there's that break in emotions. Like I said, I think there's arguments going on. I think things have not been so great lately. Again, I have the Four of Swords, which is all about the 4 R's. I just told Selena to tell her friend about that. Rest, relax, renew, and then feel relieved. Feel that relief, right? Feel the relief, and there it goes, right? With Judgment, you restore yourself. Believe it or not, Judgment is all about being relieved of your burdens. Letting them go. And I think that's what you really need to do. I think you are putting a lot of time, a lot of effort into nurturing this relationship with Raza. I really do think you are. I'm not so sure that he is, though. I'm not so sure that Raza has his eye on the prize. I don't know if his eyes are on the prize right now. You're long distance, and I don't know that he's just, not kind of like roving that eye around a little bit. I don't know that he's acting on it. I don't see anything really acting on it. Like I said, the arguments, that bothers me a little. The distance and the being emotionally detached because of the fighting, that would cause a bit of a concern to me. But I would say, I think maybe is he looking around other things at other people? Yes, probably so. Is he acting on that? I don't really see anything that says he's acted on it. Is it terrible to be away from each other so far and not see other people. Yeah, well, is it terrible? It's according to what you really think. I mean, that's up to you. That is a judgment call on your part. So that's really what I think. You have to do something for you. I know he's in your heart, right? He's right there in your heart next to you, but you have to do something for you. Take that time. Relief. Feel relieved. You want to feel relieved. You don't want to feel stressed. You don't want to feel that pent up anger and energy. So thank you very much for your donation. I do appreciate it. And Elizabeth S. has donated. So, Elizabeth, will Em and I be together again? You broke up, during the weekend. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's a miserable weekend, right? You broke up over the weekend and you haven't spoke since. What a crappy weekend that is. Don't forget, if you're new here, if you're new and you enjoy the show and you enjoy the channel, please subscribe. Please give me a thumbs up and click on that notification bell, because those notifications will be important when you want to see when I'm on, because I'm on twice a day, every single day. And you'll also get notification that I have put out my daily tarot tip. So yeah, absolutely important to get those notifications and to be a subscriber. And I do appreciate all the new subscriptions. All the new subscriptions. We broke 300 subscribers last night. We were at 303 today. Happily ever after. You read a quote. It said, "Love is true when the soul is loved first." There you go. There you have it, right? I don't know. I always say things are better off when you start off as friends. There's two ships, right? Friendship and relationship. And friendship comes first in the dictionary. So thank you so much, Muglobi. Thanks. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. So will Em and I be together again? You broke up during the weekend and have not spoken since. And I can clearly see that. You have broken up, right? The Three of Swords is all about breaking up. Absolutely all about it. You can clearly see it, right? You see the sadness here in the man. You see the sadness in the woman. You see the man's thrown down the rose that he was going to, or maybe she threw down the rose that he gave her. And she's walking away with her swords and she's gone. And away she goes. And there's pain and there's hurt. And that's how breakups go. I think the Eight of Swords tells you that you were, even though you are concerned, maybe, you're hoping maybe to get together again. I think you feel like maybe you were stuck in this relationship a little more than you wanted to be. Right? You're here you are, right? You're the beautiful woman on the outside of the mirror. But when you looked at yourself, I think you saw this person who was stuck in the relationship. Not really as happy as you would want to be. But the easy thing to do, of course, is to go back. The easy thing is to go back. That's the easiest thing. The hard part, the hard way to go, right, is to move forward, is to look for forward thinking, right? You need forward thinking. You need to look for something more, even though there is that barrier in front of you. You need to find a way to look forward, to look to your future, right? Because he is looking towards the future. And that's what you need to do. Now, I'm not saying you won't get back together, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't get back together. That's not for me to decide. That is for you to both of you to decide. You know, I think that you don't like change, and I think that's a big part of the problem. I think that's going to be a big issue. You know, you have the world, and the world is usually happy. But the world is also all about, it's the last card in the major arcana, right? If you know anything about tarot, and some people do and some don't, and that's okay. A lot of people who go to and come to different tarot shows know a lot about tarot, probably more than I do. But the world is the last card in the major arcana. It starts off with number 0, the Fool, and it ends with number 21, the World. There's 22 cards. The Fool is the new beginning, right? It's a start. It's a start of something. That means the World is the end of something. The world is completing something. And even though you had joy with it, right? Because the world is about having joy, being joyful. I think you have found a better purpose to move forward to. I think there's something better for you on the other side, right? Right here on the other side. And I think that's kind of what the Page of Rods is telling you all about. You know, be a free spirit. Be that little brave warrior like he is. Don't let barriers stand in your way. Find something to still be able to look towards the future. Find a way to look towards that future, because you know you have completed something. You've completed this relationship. It went as far as it could go. And that's kind of what happened. I think that's really what happened. The problem is, of course, like I said, you do not like change. And since you don't like change, well, then you know what happens. You just fall back into the life that you had. That's easy. The hard way is move forward. It's going to hurt for a while. It's going to make you feel bad for a while. It's going to play on your mind. It's going to play on your anxiety. It's going to play on depression. It's going to play on a lot of different levels in your head. But eventually you will move forward to something much, much better. Because where you were now, you were at the end. You were at the end of this relationship. It could not go any further. All right. That's what I see for you, Elizabeth. Thank you again very much for your donation. I do appreciate that. And I do. Thanks for your being generous. So, all right. Chanel Almond, what is happening? Oh, Chanel. I am doing good. I hope you're doing well too. I want to know, what is up with this guy I've been talking to? He seems really nice and everything, but he just doesn't open up. You know why? I can tell you why. I don't even need cards. You know why he does not open up, Chanel Almond? Because he's a guy. Because he's a guy. That's the easiest, simplest answer I could ever give. He doesn't open up just for that reason. Elizabeth, you're very welcome. Thank you. No, all right, fine. I'm just lumping all men into one category, and that's me too. You know, I'm lump myself in there. But that's not true. Not all men are not open with their feelings. Some men are, some men aren't. Some are very in touch with their feelings. Some have no clue what their feelings are. It takes all kinds. But I got to tell you, this guy is definitely in touch with his emotions. He knows what his emotions are. So here's the story, Chanel. Here is my story. Yeah, he just seems a bit off. And I can understand. I'll tell you why. First off, he's going to be very dependable. Right? When he says he's going to call you, he calls you. When he says he's going to text you, he texts you. He expects that back, of course, and I don't blame him. I would too. If I'm doing it, I would expect it back, and I'm sure you do. I'm not saying that you don't. I think he has very realistic goals in mind for himself. Again, I think he is very in touch with his emotions. So not showing them, there's another reason that he's not opening up. There has to be another reason that he isn't opening up, right? Because it's not his emotions, because he has them and he knows them and he knows what they are. And he has very realistic goals. Here's the problem. He has been hurt very badly in the past. Someone that he was with hurt him really bad. And when he was with this person, he shared everything with them, right? He was very, well, I'm saying right, not like you know, but I'm just, I don't know. It's just something I say, sorry. But he shared everything with this person. He thought things were going far in that relationship, and it ended, and it broke his heart. And he felt like it was because he opened up so much. Now, I wish like the 9 of Wands was out here or something that would show your, or the 7 of Wands with the snow globe of, right? The snow globe of Wands. That would have been wonderful, because I think he's really protecting himself. I think here you can see, he is not, he wants to restore his life back to where it was, but he can't open up yet. That's really what I think, That's really what I'm getting. Somebody hurt his feelings really bad, and he had opened up so much to them that now he's kind of shut down for a little bit. Now, he's shut down for now. Remember this. I'm going to tell you this. He will not be shut down forever because of this guy over here. This King of Cups tells me all about his emotional balance. He is very sympathetic and generous, and don't let that get away from your mindset. Keep that in the back of your mind. You know what? All I have to do is crack through. Just break through a little bit, right? Just run right through a little bit. You got to find a little tiny hole. Just a wee bit hole. And once you find that crack, you can get in. And if you get in, you will be all right, because he is okay. He's okay. He's a nice guy. He's emotionally balanced. He's sympathetic. He's generous. He may be a little indecisive. Maybe a little bit. but he's in tune with his emotions. And I think that's going to be important for you. I really do. All right? Thanks. Good luck to you, Chanel, always. Yeah. Always, always. Night Reader, this is going to sound crazy. Oh my gosh, Christina. I love when questions start off that way. I love when a question starts off with that. This is going to sound crazy. But. Then comes the but, right? The but is, did I have a visitation from my future son? When did you have this visitation? In a dream? Christina, was this in a dream? Yeah, Chanel, I'm glad that helped you. I'm glad that helps. I'm looking at some of your stuff. Yeah, I described him to a T. Awesome. His ex messed him up emotionally. Absolutely. That's really what I got, right? I definitely got that. Yeah, just be patient with him. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. He'll come around. You just have to find that crack. And once you get into that crack, it'll go wonderfully. It'll go swimmingly. Christina, where did you have this vision of your, or visitation from your future son? I need to know. I need to know this. A Banshee, how are you? Maria Guest, how are you? A Banshee wants to tell Maria Guest something. I hope it's good. I hope it's nice. Like, you were in your room awake. You were in your room awake? I hope, A Banshee, you're going to tell her something nice like, hey, this Night Reader guy's really good and you should subscribe because he's cool. It's a long story. Okay, you can message me. All right. So I got to do this reading cold with nothing. Got it. How you doing, Banshee? It's good to have you. Thanks for being here. I do appreciate that. All right. I got to tell you, I think this confused you to no end, right? I think that was the start of this whole thing. I think that's the first thing you thought of. First off, okay, was, oh my God, what is going on? I know that's the first thing that came to your mind. And then it was, what's going on? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Somebody please help me. Tell me what to do. I can't decide if this is real or if it's not real. I need to decide and I can't decide real or not real. Please, somebody help me. I think that sounds very familiar because this is went through your mind. I do. I think you felt this very strong inner happiness with this, whatever it was. You know, I don't know what it was because I don't have that information, right? I have none of that. But whatever it was that you saw, you felt very happy inside, right? Not just, oh, I'm happy on the outside, but inside, deep down inside, you felt happy. I'm going to tell you, I think yes. I think the answer is yes. Did he tell? Let me ask you this, and you can just answer yes or no, Christina. Did he tell you something specific? Did he tell you something specific? That's what I want to know. The Knight of Cups, of course, is all about your knight in shining armor, someone that you would love, that would just charm you to death. And the Lovers tells me that this would be somebody that you would have such a strong love and trust connection with, that it would have to be somebody extremely, extremely close to you. So can I say 100%? Yes, this was your future son? No, I can't say 100%. But I can tell you that all of this added together seems like, yeah, you were, I'm reading it. I'm reading, no, he didn't speak to you. All of this put together kind of seems like, yes, it may have been. It may have been. I would give it probably an 80%. I would say 80% yes, this was a visit from your future son. The other 20%, now the other 20%, I would be almost willing to say, is, would be just, it would be a ghost of some sort, of someone who passed on, who was young and that you may have known. How old looking was this vision? So something to think about, Christina. That's kind of what I'm going. Oh gosh, it's kind of what I'm going on. That's what I'm thinking. Those are the things I am thinking. All right. So thank you. McGloby, thank you for being here. I do appreciate it, and I do appreciate you subscribing. So, you're a Cancer Sagittarius moon. He is a Gemini with a Cancer moon. What are BB's emotions towards me? I'm going to tell you honestly, and I'm always very honest. Brutally honest. I don't know anything about astrology. Nothing. So, I do appreciate you telling me that you are a Cancer with a Sagittarius moon, and he is a Gemini with a Cancer moon. But I have honestly no clue what that means. I can be honest about it, because that's what we do here. We're all honest. Everybody tells, and I can be honest with my shortcomings, and I can be honest with the things that I don't know how to do. I am a tarot card reader, and that is all I do. I've never studied numerology. I've never studied astrology. I've never studied any of those things. If I told you my tarot story, you would not believe that we are here today. So, that is a crazy story for another crazy day. Because we're running out of time, and I want to try to get more readings in here for you. All right, so what are BB's emotions towards you? I think BB is, again, I think he is a very disciplined person. I think he is somebody who really wants to provide for his family. I just think there's a lot of things going on I think BB has a lot of things happening right now. I think there's just a lot going on in his life. Now you're not talking about me, aren't you? Thanks. He'd like to hear my tarot story. If I have time, I'll tell it. I feel like you and BB have this I feel like you have a connection, but I feel like you are at a distance away from each other, or you are, this is an online relationship. One or the other, I kind of get that there's some kind of distance between you. I really feel that. I feel that distance. I'm willing to say that you are, anything that BB has told you, anything that's gone on with the two of you together or talking or anything like that, I think you really hold on to that. I think you hear it. And I think you feel like, okay, he told me, this and this and this. And now you put that in your head and you put that in your mind, and it's there, right? And you hold on to those things. You want those things to come true. So you hold it right there in the front of your mind. So it's very fresh to you. It's like you talked about it just a minute ago. So that's what I see. Now here's my problem. My problem here is BB a bit on the resistant side to doing things with you or spending time with you or seeing you? You're at a distance, right? You're at a distance. So is BB not coming to see you, or are you not able to go see him? And if not, is it because he's telling you not to, or is it because you just physically can't because you are unable to, right? Is it an inability on your part? Or is it because he's telling you, oh no, this isn't a good weekend. No, this isn't a good night. This isn't a good night. So I think that's what you have to look at. Long distance relationships are difficult. That's why you're holding on to everything you have. That's why you hold on to every word that BB says to you. All right. So Banshee and Maria, you were not talking about me. That's good. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. I don't blame you. I don't talk about me either. I do my best not to. Let's see here. Jaleesa, will you find true love this year? All right. So once the show is over at 7:00, if you want to hear my quick tarot story, I will tell it after I'm done doing readings. Okay? How's that? Is that fair? Because now I've got two of you that want to hear it. There's not much to it, I'll tell you that. It's definitely not what you were hoping for. Like I said, though, I do not study any of the other. I don't study any other types of divination. I don't own pendulums. I don't own any crystals. I don't know anything about them. I don't know anything about special candles or anything like that, or putting smoke in a jar and spreading it around my room, my studio here either. I know none of that stuff. It's just not me. It's not what I have taken the time to learn. All right. So, will you find true love this year? I think you are very flexible to do that. I think you are willing to, give and take a little bit if things seem okay. The person may not be exactly perfect to what you're looking for, but if they hit 85% of the boxes and you can check off that much, 85% of those boxes that you're looking for, I think that's a good match. I think that's pretty close. It's probably better than Match.com. I think, again, I do think that you will meet someone. I truly do. I think that you will achieve the success that you're looking for. You'll feel very satisfied when you do. I just think you're afraid that it's never going to happen, right? But have hope, young one. Have hope, grasshopper. There is always hope. There is always going to be inspiration in the faith. If you keep the faith, right? Keep faith. That's always important. You'll feel comforted and you'll feel better about things if you keep the faith. The Four Swords is all about the 4 R's. I say it all the time, right? Rest, relax, renew, and then feel relieved. So if you do something nice for yourself, then someone nice will come along to you. And if you do something nice for someone else, well, then forget it. You're guaranteed to have somebody nice come along, right? So take some time out for you and do something to feel good. You bring up your confidence, your chances of getting someone to find go up, right? Your confidence goes up, finding someone goes up. Your self-esteem goes up, finding someone goes up. I could go on and on for hours about those things, but Jaleesa, my answer is yes. I think you will find true love this year. This year. So Maria, does Daniel like you? Does Daniel like you? Well, let's see. Let us see, okay? Remember, when you come in here, you can always ask a question. You just put it in the comments. Questions are encouraged by everyone. I encourage you all to ask. Now, it is only an hour-long show. I will not get to everybody. I never do, because there's more people here than I can do in an hour. And it just happens to go that way. I know. You can donate and guarantee a reading and move yourself up to the top of the list, like Happily Ever After did and like Elizabeth did. And that will guarantee you a reading. And if there are donations after at the end of the show, which is in like 5 minutes, I do stay and do the donations before I take off. So donations do guarantee readings, but yeah, there's only so much time in an hour, and I try to do as many readings as I can. And this is your reading, Maria Guest. Does Daniel like you? Daniel is very down to earth. He's very relaxed. He's very laid back. I think Daniel has a very clear idea of what he wants to do and how he wants to do it. And I think it's all about him being powerful and successful. That's what I think about him. That's how I think he is. It's just what I'm getting. It's just what I get. I don't know him, so I can't give you any kind of thing that says, hey, it's, he's great or not great, because I don't know him personally. I can only tell you what I see. But that's what I see so far. Now, here's my problem. Here's where things kind of go kind of rocky a little bit. Does he like you? Yeah, he probably does. He probably does like you. My problem is, though, if you got into a relationship with him, he's not going to be around very long. He's going to take off. He's not going to come back, and he's going to break your heart. And that's where I have the problem. That's where I get the issue. Right there, Maria. This tells me about him. This tells me about what he's going to do in the future. I don't want to see this happen. But again, you know, he's got a very clear idea of what he wants to do and how he wants to do it and who he wants to do it with. You know, again, yeah, is he generous? Yes. Is he down to earth? Relaxed? Yeah, absolutely. But does he seek power? Yeah, he does. He wants to be successful. He's determined to be successful and powerful. And that makes relationships difficult because that leads to control. And controlling people are not good at relationships. All right? That's what I see for you, Maria. I know it's not what you wanted to hear. It's not what you hung around to hear, I'm sure. All right. I am going to take one more person. I'll do one more free reading unless I have a donation, which I do not, but I do have Gita and Aquarius. Thank you so much for subscribing. I do appreciate those things. I do appreciate that. And Gita, you are going to have the last reading. How's that? Your intuition is telling you to reach out to R. Should you contact him? Should you? I do want to say thank you to everybody who's here, everybody who's staying around. Like I said, if you want to hear my story about how long and all I've been doing tarot and the story of that, please stay around for a moment because I'll tell it right after this reading if I don't have any donations. I'll share it with you. You just have to remember the other things I've already told you. I don't do astrology. I never learned any of that astrology or numerology or crystals or candles or any of that stuff. I know nothing about any of that. All right, so should you contact R? Basically, I think R is a little bored right now. R is very bored. No matter how much he has, he just doesn't want anything else. He's done. He's had enough. He is bored. Now, should you reach out to him? I don't think it would be a bad thing to reach out to him. I think, you definitely want to reach out as friends to start, of course. I always, like I said before, friendship comes before relationship in the dictionary, and it should come that way in your life. So I do think you should reach out to him as a friend. I think if you do and things go really well, then it can grow into something more than a relationship. The magician tells me that, you are confident about it, and I think that you'll take the initiative to do this. So I do think do I think you should contact him? Yeah, I don't think bad either way. I don't think it would be bad if you did, and I don't think it would be bad if you didn't. Will you contact him? Yes, you will. I know. Was that confusing? Did I confuse you? Because I confused myself a little. I think you have this optimism, right? And it's this new adventure that you are looking for. And if R is that new adventure, well, then that's great. Then that's what you want. That's what you go for. You go for it. That's okay. All right. I think that's a good thing. I think it's going to happen. I think you will. I think you will contact him. I don't see any reason that you shouldn't. I mean, should you contact him? I don't see any real reason that you shouldn't. But start it off as friends and then let it progress on its own from there. All right. All right. That's what I get for you. That is what I get for you, Gita. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you being here. Take one last look here and see, do I have any donations? And I do not have any donations. So that is the end of our regular show. All right. So for those of you who stayed around and wanted to know about what I do know and what I do. So I do only tarot, right? I said that before. And I said, I don't do any of those other things. I know nothing about pendulums. That's another one. I don't know anything about those, except they kind of swirl around. I don't know. I have no idea. I really don't know much about them. I don't know anything about any of that stuff. I never tried to learn it because I don't like to read. I don't like to read about things or how to do them. I don't care about any of that stuff. I enjoy reading tarot cards. So I started reading tarot cards. I shouldn't say that. I bought my first deck of tarot cards. This is called the Llewellyn Basic deck. It's called the Llewellyn Basic. And that's what I started with. And I didn't read the book. I went online. I saw a video from a guy who explained how to read the cards to the questions based on the pictures on the cards. And what do the pictures tell? The pictures tell the story, right? Pictures tell the story. And the story is what the question is about. So right? So somebody asks, does someone love me? Or, whatever the questions are. Am I going to have a good job? Anything like that, right? That's how the story goes. And I read that story from the pictures. Now, I bought this deck in December of last year. So what are we looking? 9 months ago? 9 months, yes. 9 months ago. And I watched this video and I sat there and I went through them and I started doing little bits of readings here and there with my wife and my daughter-in-law and son and stuff that were living here with me at the time. And I did readings for them. And I did this throughout the month of December. And then I was like, that was fun. Now it's time for something else. Because I have ADD really badly and I can't keep focused on one thing for very long. So I didn't do any tarot reading or learning or anything for the whole month of January of this year, January 2020. I picked the cards up again the middle of February of this year, right? These were the cards, the only cards I had. I picked these up middle of February, again. I started doing readings again at that point. I saw a live stream like this about how to do your own tarot channel on YouTube. And March the 6th, I did my very first live show. And that is my story. That is how I learned tarot. I didn't read books. I didn't read anything. Do I have books? Of course I have books. Every time you get a new deck, it comes with a book. So I have a book for every deck that I have. I've only got 5 decks. It's not like I have a lot. But it's... have I skimmed through some of them to find out some information? Yes. Do I know? Do I always think of the same keywords for cards? Because after you've gone through the cards a lot of different times, well, then, you kind of get these, you get the same idea and you get it in your head. Okay, this is basically what this card means. And then after you know what it basically kind of means, then you work it into what does that matter to the question. right? How does that work into the question? Sometimes the Ace of Pentacles is all about having a very clear purpose, right? Sometimes it's all about clarity of purpose. Other times it's about planting the seed that you want to grow for a new project or a new relationship or a new job, where you put the seed in someone's head that this is what you want to do and you wait for it to grow. So can it mean many different things? Of course it can. Sometimes this is all about a new money venture, a new job, a new business opportunity. There's so many different things that they could mean, but it's all based on what the questions are. And this is how I learned how to read tarot. And then I bought the Rider-Waite deck because everybody told me, oh yeah, well that's what you really need to learn on. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll buy one. Sure. And I did, and I have it, and I use it. I've used it. I used it tonight, right? Rider-Waite, basic, plain old Rider-Waite, good old Rider-Waite. And then I bought Anna Kay, the Anna Kay Tarot, and absolutely fell in love with Anna Kay. Absolutely fell in love with this deck. I love this deck. It's a wonderful deck. It's beautiful. The cards are beautiful. The colors, the whole thing. At the same time I bought Anna Kay, I also bought Tarot in Wonderland, which is even more colorful. Immediately, I felt like I could do really good readings with Anna Kay. I still have not felt good about doing readings with Tarot in Wonderland for some reason. And then one of our viewers here, bought me as a donation, right? They donated to me the Lightseers Tarot. And that's the other deck that you see me use a lot. And this one, I get the same feeling as I get with Anna Kay. I feel really good about this one. And this one's got some cool pictures on it. It's got some cool artwork on it too. Now, the newest thing is Lenormand. Now, if anyone knows about Lenormand, it's very, very different than tarot. Things are completely different. First off, tarot is 78 cards. Lenormand is only 36 cards. And these are very interesting, very different, right? Tomorrow night at the 6 o'clock show, tomorrow night is Lenormand night. So if you're here tomorrow night and you want a reading, of course, I only do Lenormand readings on Wednesday evenings. It'll be the Lenormand edition at 6 o'clock. And you want to have a very specific question in mind. You don't want to ask for a general reading with Lenormand, because Lenormand gives really specific answers to very specific questions. So, something to think about. But for all of you who stayed and wanted to hear that story, there it is. That is my story. So I've only been reading tarot for 9 months, and it really hasn't even been that long. I've been doing the show for 6 months, and in between there, a week into doing this show, 1 week into it, my grandmother passed away, so I stopped doing the show completely for a week. And then a week later, I picked it up again, and it's been going ever since. And then I made it into 2 shows, and then we made a name for it, Tarot Days and Nights. It's been an interesting trip, right? But thank you all for being here. I do appreciate it. It has been a wonderful night, and I enjoy you all. I do thank you all for being here every night. It's a great community, and You know, we are a big family here. So, all right. I will see you all tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and I hope to see you then. All right. Have a great night. Bye now.